Hi everyone, I'm Nicole and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can grow a garden from your kitchen using different spices, seeds, beans, vegetable cuttings. So we're going to take a tour of your spice rack, your pantry, and your fridge today and figure out what you can use to possibly start growing something at home this spring. So the first type of growing we're going to talk about is from our spice rack. When you're looking through your spice rack, you're going to want to look for things like celery seed or mustard seed, which are in their full seed form and have not been treated with any sort of heat. You're also going to want to probably look for something that says non-GMO. A lot of GMO seeds may have been treated to be non-viable for growing, but since this is more of an experimental type of growing, you can go ahead and test out any type of seed that's a whole seed. So for my growing, I tried out my mustard seeds, and I had this Indian spice mix that included black mustard, fennel, and fenugreek. And what I did was I actually took my egg carton, which I showed in my last video, and sectioned it off according to the type of seed I was growing. That way I could test out the seeds that I was growing and see which ones were able to germinate. So after about 2 weeks, I found that the mustard seed grew really well actually, and the fenugreek and the fennel were both viable, but they unfortunately didn't grow as well in my apartment. So this is my mustard seed that's been growing for a couple weeks now, and I actually moved it to a larger container. And now that I know that the mustard grows really well, I can continue to grow these because I don't really use mustard seed that much in my cooking. So this is definitely a good option for seed growth. So the next stop on our kitchen tour is the pantry, and similar to growing seeds from your spice cabinet, your pantry items, so things such as dried beans, popcorn kernels, dried lentils, have the potential to grow, but you're going to want to test it out to see if they're actually viable. This is a great option if you're working with kids or just want to try to grow something at home, and you don't need soil actually to grow these things. You can start sprouting them just in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel. This is a really common fun experiment to do with little kids, where you can just tape the Ziploc bag up to a window and chart the growth over time. So pantry is a really great place to find things like dried beans, lentils, popcorn, and just go wild with what you can grow at home. The next stop and the last destination on our tour is the fridge. So we're going to talk first about produce that has seeds that you can collect. So produce like bell peppers, hot peppers, tomatoes all have seeds that you can save straight from your chopping block or chopping board and put directly into soil, whether you have a garden at home or a large enough pot to start growing a plant like a pepper plant. So I don't have currently a large enough plant or pot to grow a pepper plant, but I did save these seeds, and this is a great activity to do if you also don't have a space to grow but just want to do some sort of science experiment or seed related activity. So all you need is a paper towel or something that's going to absorb the moisture of those seeds and is well ventilated. So I just took my bell pepper seeds and placed them onto a paper towel for about a week, just closed on my counter. And after about a week, they've changed color into this more yellow color, and actually the texture is a little bit crunchier. I accidentally left some skin on, but it's completely dried out. So once these seeds are ready, you can just store them in a sealed container in a cool, dry place until you're ready to plant them. The next thing you'll find in your fridge is produce like green onions, bok choy, celery, things that all have roots or the potential to form roots below. Those are very, very easy to grow in water. So for green onions, which I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about or seen or maybe even have in your window, you're just going to want to make sure that you save the end bits of your onion after you've chopped them. So I have one that's about 1 inch and one that's about 1 centimeter. Both of them are starting to grow. The one that's about 1 inch is starting to grow a little faster. And all you need to do, or I like to do, is just clean off the ends to make sure there's no potential for any mold or something to grow. And then you'll just stick them into a shallow container with water and make sure that they're staying up so that they don't start molding and I would make sure to change the water every day, if not every other day, and I like to rinse the roots every day as well. This one's starting to sprout, and these ones I started growing about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, and they've already formed almost a foot of growth. And the reason I put them into soil is just to help promote the growth for longer. You can keep growing them in water, that's totally fine as long as you're making sure you clean it. They just might not grow for as long as if you're able to put them in soil. We hope this video helps inspire you to start growing from your kitchen. Let us know what type of seeds and produce you decide to use and what types of things you're growing at your home. And thank you for watching this video.